Welcome to the Love Story Vlog channel, Queen's Story. After the luxury suitcase and that very questionable hotel room, where do things go between Secretary Chúc and cold-faced boss? Welcome to part 2 of Story It Was Just a Stroke of Bad Luck. Let's dive in. Chúc Mong, no response after several calls. The shadow on the bed slowly shifted. The person in front frowned, annoyed from being woken up, and instinctively leaned in closer. The warmth of a man's body was naturally higher than a woman's. His arm wrapped tightly around my waist, like a searing iron band. I stiffened from tension. Dian slowly rubbed his eyes. His sleepy gaze froze the moment he saw my panicked expression, and his own hand resting on my waist. His ears flushed red as he quickly pulled away. Secretary Chúc, why are you in my bed? Good question. I wanted to know that too. Had I sleepwalked? Our clothes were still intact. Thankfully, nothing happened. President Ha, I swear I slept on the floor. The mattress and blanket are still there. I don't know how I ended up here. Maybe I sleepwalked. I was terrified he wouldn't believe me. After all, he was known as the cursed bachelor in real life. Rich, handsome, and constantly pestered by women trying to get close. Rumor had it those stories always ended badly. I believe you. His warm, deep voice caught me off guard. An awkward silence filled the room. Sir, it's late. I'll go review the meeting documents. His cool breath still lingered on my chest. I grabbed the clothes beside me in a fluster, struggling to find the collar. Why won't this go on properly? That's my pants. Looking closely. Yep, they were definitely his dress pants. My hands felt like they were holding hot coals. Oh, no wonder there's no collar. Haha. Face burning. I stumbled and nearly tripped over the clothes. Dian reached out behind me, not quite touching, but close enough to feel his warmth. I panicked, grabbed my things, and fled to the changing room. When I returned, he was fully dressed again. The black tailored suit emphasized his broad shoulders, buttoned all the way up, cold and distant as always. I opened my planner like usual. Sir, I've booked the meeting room with the tea group for 10 a.m. All right, he nodded, setting down his glass of water. Your tie's a little off. My perfectionist instincts kicked in. I stepped forward and adjusted it without waiting for a response. As I looked up, I realized we were standing far too close. Close enough to feel each other's breath. My heart thudded wildly. I tugged a little too hard. Cough, cough. Sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. He reached up to loosen the tie I had practically choked him with. I retracted my hand as if shocked by electricity. His brows furrowed slightly. It's fine, let's go. Opening the VIP meeting room door, the first thing I saw was a man lounging on the sofa. Beneath neatly styled black hair, his fox-like eyes curved into a seductive smile. His white shirt was casually unbuttoned at the top. As we entered, his lips curled mischievously. Why is it you? Miss me, little Dian? He slung an arm over Dian's shoulder in an overly friendly gesture. Tafai, speak like a normal person. Don't make me nauseous. Oh, come on, don't be cold. I had to beg my dad to let me come. I wanted to surprise you. If I didn't already know Dian's personality, or that the heir of the tea group was his childhood friend, I might have thought something suspicious was going on between them. Hey, who's the beauty behind you? Tifi's eyes shifted to me, then back to Dian, a teasing glint in his gaze. Knowing Dian wouldn't bother to introduce me, I stepped forward with a polite smile and introduced myself. Hello, President Tay. I'm Tong's secretary, Chúc Mong. I've heard a lot about you. To keep up with a workaholic like Dian, you must be incredibly capable, Mong Mongs. A typical flirty remark. Standard office banter. But, Mong Mong. Oh, is it alright if I call you that? Mong Mong. Taefi raised an eyebrow, clearly reading my thoughts with a playful tone. Since this was a business negotiation, I forced a smile. Of course. No, Harthoidian cut in coldly. Why not? Tifa grinned even wider. She's my secretary, I said no. All right, she's yours. I won't call her that. Tiomong, that okay? No. Then little sister Chuk. Who's your little sister, huh? Okay. Chukmong. Chuchmong. Full name, happy now? Acceptable. Tifa sighed dramatically. The jealousy of men. Truly terrifying. Let's go. I'll show you around. I'm not going, Harthoidian said coldly. Really? I guess we haven't finalized that business deal yet. And while our friendship might not be worth much, I do recall there's another company quite interested, Tifa said casually. His mischievous grin lit up his angular face. Yep, that was a blatant threat. Of course we're going. Right, President Ha? I tugged gently at the hem of his sleeve. Rumor had it this deal was critical. If it went through, my salary might jump a few levels. If he doesn't want to go, Chukmon can come with me instead. After all, you represent the company too, and how rare it is to enjoy a little one-on-one fun. Hethoidian's face darkened, and after a long pause, he muttered 2 words. Lead the way. Knew you'd say that. I stared at the white polo and short pleated skirt I'd changed into, deep in thought. Tennis court, really? Know how to play? Tifa had somehow appeared right next to me. I should, probably. I tried to sound confident. Tennis couldn't be that different from badminton, right? Try serving. I took a deep breath and tossed the ball up. As it came down, I swung wildly, missing everything, not even close. Tifa lowered his head, trying to muffle his laughter. Just laugh already. Pfft, ha ha ha. Sorry, I seriously can't hold it in. He wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes and stepped behind me. All right, I'll stop, I swear. Now let me teach you properly. Just as Harthoidian finished changing and stepped out, he was greeted with the sight of, keep your core stable, don't hunch, straighten your back when you swing. Tifa had his arms around me from behind, one hand lightly holding my wrist, the other hovering near my waist. Harthoidian stormed over and yanked Tifa away by the collar. Go over there. Tifa didn't seem annoyed, instead grinning as Harthoidian took his place. Tennis builds core strength, you know. Harthoidian suddenly leaned in close. My whole body tensed. When it was Tifa, the atmosphere had been light and playful. But with him, where our hands touched, the heat started spreading and my heart pounded. President Ha, maybe I should practice alone instead. I turned my head to speak and accidentally bumped into something soft. Flustered, I blurted out, I didn't mean to kiss your cheek. I mean I did, but I didn't. No, wait. I didn't mean to at all. Intentionally accidental, got it. Harthoidian looked at me calmly. Too calmly. The rest of the court was left to the 2 of them. Tennis, clearly, was not my forte, but Harthoidian's movements were sharp and fluid. His forearms flexed with every strike, sweat clinging to the fabric outlining his torso. I was admiring the view when he suddenly looked over, catching me in the act. He glanced down at his shirt, then casually pulled it up. My eyes widened. 1, 2, 6 abs. So this was what he'd been hiding under all that tailoring. I kept my face blank, but inside I was screaming. The deal ended up going shockingly well. In an unusual moment of compassion, Harthoidian even upgraded my plane ticket. I lay peacefully in the first-class cabin, lovingly gazing at our signed contract. Salary bonus, here I come. Harthoidian watched me silently. His eyes lingered on my lips, and after a moment, he reached up and gently touched his cheek, just where I had brushed against earlier. Demon Dean gave me half a day off, so I actually got to sleep in for once. But just as I reached the company gates, I heard a commotion. I told you I'm the CEO's mother. Are you new here or something? What's going on? Secretary Chush. This lady claims to be Mr. Ha's mom. but she looks way too young. Chúc, you're here. They wouldn't let me in. Before I could even see clearly, a sweet-smelling woman threw herself into my arms. She looked so youthful, it was hard to believe she was over 50. Honestly, if she claimed to be Diane's little sister, some people might buy it. When did you get here, Auntie? Everyone, this is our CEO's mother. Humph. Just because your boss says I look young, I'll let that slide. She sniffed, linking her arm through mine and marching inside. The CEO's office door burst open. What are you doing here? Harthoy Diane stood and gave up his chair when he saw her. You won't pick up my calls or reply to my messages. Am I not allowed to visit my own son? I've told you not to pull this trick again. You're nearly 30 and still single. I've brought photos of some lovely girls. Look at this one. She pulled out a stack of photos from her purse. I'm not going on blind dates. Then how are you going to get a wife? How will you live later on? I have money. Harthoy Dian took a sip of water. All my friends are bragging about their daughters-in-law. I can't even hold my head up anymore. Then maybe start practicing looking down from now on. Realizing brute force wouldn't work, his mom pulled out a tissue and started fake crying. You not getting married is keeping me up at night. If that's the case, should I get you a night shift job? Hathoy Dian. Pfft. Ha ha ha. I couldn't help laughing. My boss's sarcasm skills were getting sharper by the day. Suddenly, Mrs. Ha's eyes lit up. She walked over and circled around me a few times, then stopped. Chúc, how old are you? Almost 25. Are you seeing anyone? No, ma'am. Then is there anyone you like? Instinctively, my eyes drifted toward Demon Dian and unexpectedly locked with his. I quickly turned away and shook my head. Want me to introduce some nice boys to you? Mom, what? Don't get all possessive now. And besides, what does it have to do with you if I set Chúc up? Unless, realizing her son looked a little too tense, Mrs. Ha suddenly got it. So that brat does have someone in mind. Chúc, how long have you been working with him? Over 6 months now. 6 months already, huh? She repeated, then turned sharply. Be my daughter-in-law, will you? Cough, cough, cough. Her sudden proposal sent me into a fit of choking. Mrs. Ha quickly grabbed a glass of water and handed it to me. Here, drink this. I took a sip and immediately choked harder. This was Harthoy Dian's personal cup. I saw him drink from it earlier. That's enough, Mom. I'm not going on any blind dates. Ignoring her unruly son, Mrs. Ha patted my hand. Think it over, Chúc. He may have a poisonous tongue and a stone-cold face, but he's got a good heart, just like his dad. And he's handsome too. Marry him and you won't have to lift a finger for the rest of your life. Well, anyway, I'll be going now. Let me know when you've made up your mind. She left with a radiant smile and gently closed the office door behind her. Silence settled over the room. After a few moments, Harthoy Dian finally spoke. About what she said just now. Before he could finish, I quickly waved it off. Don't worry, boss. I won't take any of that seriously. How could someone like me be worthy of you after all? At my words, his face darkened immediately. Sensing danger, I hurried to salvage the situation. We are a good match. What? Did I just hallucinate? You can take what she said seriously. His ears flushed pink, but his eyes were uncharacteristically sincere. Chukmong, can you give me an answer? I pinched my arm. Ouch, that hurt. Not a dream. My heart was pounding like crazy. Harthoy Dian, the vampire boss, likes me? Shocked to the core, I had no idea how I managed to leave the office. Tune Nguyen waved a hand in front of me. Mong Mong, why are you standing in front of the door like that? He just confessed to me. Who did? Why haven't you ever mentioned this? Why would he like me? I mumbled, still in a daze. Tune Nguyen glanced toward the CEO's office and suddenly caught on. Wait, don't tell me. You're about to become the lady boss. I slapped my hand over her mouth. With that loose tongue of hers, the whole company would know in 5 minutes. For the next few days, I took sick leave. I didn't dare go to work. Lying in bed, hugging my mirror, I was filled with nerves and confusion. Why would Harthoidian like me? I'm not pretty, and I'm definitely not rich. The only explanation I could come up with was, he wanted me as free labor. But no, that didn't add up. He's rich, handsome, and normally treats me pretty well. If anything, I'm the one getting the good end of the deal. Still, how could I possibly date Demon Dean? I must be crazy. Once my leave was up, I went back to the office with a cap and face mask on. Secretary Chúc, the CEO needs to sign this document. Oof, my stomach hurts. Can you take it in for me? I clutched my belly and dashed to the restroom. During lunch break, Harthoidian stepped out of his office. Chúc! I panicked and grabbed Teo and Nguyen. That new BBQ place just opened. Didn't you say you wanted to try it? My treat. Let's go, before it's full. I never said the oomph. Before she could finish, I had already dragged her off, staring at the bowl of beef noodles in front of her. Teo and Nguyen sighed. Where's the BBQ? Be grateful you're even getting food, picky eater. Come on, spill it. Did you say yes to his confession? Of course not. He was probably just joking. I glanced around nervously. Luckily, no familiar faces. Poor CEO. What do you mean poor? He falls for someone totally clueless about romance. Gets mistaken for joking after confessing. How's that not tragic? Why would he like me? Hey, I'm fully qualified to comment on this. Remember when you fainted? Demon Dean carried you out of the meeting room like a princess. The driver said he stayed by your side all night. He even dropped all the food he bought when a kid bumped into him. Then he personally made you sugar water, just in case you woke up feeling awful. Teo and Nguyen got more and more worked up as she spoke, finally slamming her chopsticks on the table. Every time there's a raise, you get one. He changed the clock in time so you wouldn't lose attendance points. All the previous secretaries were fired within 2 months. You've lasted the longest. And everyone knows Harthoidian likes you. The only person too dumb to see it is you. Listening to Teo and Nguyen's breakdown, I felt like some heartless flirt. But how was I supposed to know his behavior meant he liked me? I honestly thought he was just exploiting my labor. I stood dazed in front of the time clock, my head filled with nothing but thoughts of Harthoidian. Suddenly, someone grabbed my wrist, firmly. Instinctively, I yanked it back. Seeing that, his gaze darkened. He slowly let go. Secretary Chúc, come with me. I'd followed behind Harthoidian countless times, but today, his lean back somehow looked so lonely. Chúc Mongs, guessing what he was about to say, I quickly interrupted. Well, wait, are you going to confess again? As soon as I said it, I heard a soft chuckle above my head. My eyes were fixed on the faint beauty mark near the corner of his eye. Honestly, aside from being a bit extra at work, his looks and vibe were totally my type. Chúc Mong, I've never been in love, and I don't know how to say sweet things. But I do know I really like you. When you got hurt, I was scared. Seeing you close with Tay Fair made me so jealous I wanted to punch him. But every time you smiled, I felt happy too. I know my confession probably startled you, but I'm scared. I'm scared that one day, if I wait too long, someone else will steal you away. If you agree to be with me, everything I have will be yours. You can check my phone anytime. My password is. My bank and safe passwords are. I have a few properties. Titles are in the safe at the downtown villa. When we get married, they'll all be in your name. I live on my own, so no mother-in-law drama. My mom will definitely be on your side, and my dad? Doesn't matter. He does whatever my mom says anyway. So Mong Mong, will you be with me? Golden sunlight streamed through the window. falling into Dian's obsidian eyes. Overflowing with affection, he slowly took my hand and placed it on his chest. His strong heartbeat pulsed through my palm, but I could feel his whole body trembling slightly with nerves. I'll admit it, I'm totally weak for good looks and money. Dian, lean down a little, I'll tell you my answer. He bent down instantly, obedient as a giant puppy. I stood on tiptoe, wrapped my arms around his neck, and pulled him closer. Our lips brushed gently, and my heart skipped a beat. I closed my eyes halfway. It felt like a door had suddenly burst open. Dian stepped in, arms wrapping around my waist. His kisses landed lightly, like butterfly wings, gentle, careful. A cool woody scent lingered between us. A breeze drifted by, branches swaying softly. Leaves rustled playfully, breaking the stillness with a flurry of sound like a sweet, fluttering melody. In that moment, I could feel the heat rising uncontrollably in my face. His breath tickled my ear as he buried his face in the crook of my neck. He seemed to really like this position. His short hair prickled my skin, making me giggle. Chúc, I love you so much. Dian's voice lingered like a soft echo. His eyes locked on mine with intense, tender focus. Dian, I love you too. Not long after we made our relationship official, Dian eagerly dragged me off to meet his parents. See, I told you from the start that this kid wasn't simple. I saw through him right away, his mom declared, triumphantly, snuggling into his dad's arms with a foxy grin. The kid's right here, dear. His dad coughed, subtly nudging her to watch her behavior. So what if he is? I like things this way. You're not going to disagree with me, are you? She shot back. Why are you pulling a sour face? You'll scare off our daughter-in-law, she added with a smirk. Immediately, his dad broke into a wide grin. Daughter-in-law, if this rascal ever treats you badly, just come to us. We'll give him a good beating. Yes, sir, I replied with a smile. When Dian came to visit my parents, he was so nervous he didn't even dare step through the door at first. He even did homework on their likes and dislikes, and brought gifts that piled up in front of the door. But in the end, everything went well. The wedding was extravagant. Dian took 5 weeks off for our honeymoon. Work? He dumped it all on Taefi and Nguyen, the two tools, who still came to celebrate the wedding. The sunset spilled across the sky like melted gold, painting the ocean with brilliant shades of crimson and amber, glittering like it was inlaid with countless gems. Meanwhile, Nguyen was blowing up my phone with loud, impatient calls. Are you done yet? The golden light was warm and just a little too hot. I smacked Dian's back in annoyance. Didn't we already agree earlier? He lowered his gaze, and under the light, my own eyes were misty like morning haze. His throat bobbed slightly. Then his lips met mine again, arms tightening instinctively around my waist, movements growing more unrestrained. Just one last time. I rolled my eyes, looping my arms around his neck and holding him tighter. Liar, thank you for staying with us till the end of the story. See you in the next videos on Queen Story.